Let's also take a very close look at the Celebi Turkish firm facts that we know of as of now, as they stand corrected, to shed some light on how exactly its close association with the Turkish firm has halted the operations with the BCAS now revocation. Celebi was established in the year 1958 as the Turkey's first privately owned ground handling services company. And from then, in fact, from 1958, this is the operation that it has upheld, and now the licenses and everything, it was dominating the ground handling operations at the airports. Let's also take a look at who exactly are at the board, at the executive powers that can be seen at Celebi. William Dorner, who is the group CEO. Then we have the president of the ground handling and president of India and Southeast Asia, Murali Ramchandran, and Zainab Sestin, who is the head of legal affairs. These are the four key faces of the executive team of the agency that has now been at the forefront of following the heat with Turkey. Then we also have the executive team extended to other people except the legal affairs team and the committee, the executive vice president of the human resource, executive vice president of sales and marketing, and president of finance affairs, the CFO of the Celebi, which also constitute a larger part and a chunk of the big key orders. The ground handling the ground handling operations that the agency is looking forward to come under the powers and the realms of these 7 people that so far have been seen on your screen. Now, as we move forward, we also have in fact the kind of background that the Celebi team has had, with also extending up to the kind of operations at ground that they have had, with 9 airports that Celebi has currently moved to. Let's also shift our focus to the operations now. The services include, what are the services is what major part of their operations look like: group handling, warehouse management, bridge operations, trucking, general aviation, airport and lounge management is what comes under their area and their powers of operation. And if we talk about the airports that the agency is looking forward to, let's move forward and look at the airports that the agency has been looking into. It operates across 3 continents in the 6 countries. 3 continents is the largest area that it has been operating at, with services at 70 stations worldwide, including 39 airports, Turkey, Germany and Hungary as well. Their operations have expanded to Turkey, Germany, Hungary as well, and across the 3 continents with 6 countries, India being one of them. So far, India has very strongly reacted to their association, Turkey's association to Pakistan during the support of Operation Sindoor, and that is what has led to this agency being at the center stage. Now, when we talk about India being one of the 6 countries that they have handled, what are the cities? Let's take a look at Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Ahmedabad, Goa, Kochi and Kannur. These are the cities, 9 cities where the operations are being handled and managed, and all of the ground handling work is being seen by the Celebi handling agency. And as we move forward, let's also take a look at the shares of this agency as what it reflects, the net worth and the kind of power that it has. Prior to the revocation, it managed 5,40,000 tons of cargo across 5,800 flights annually. This is the kind of expansion that this currently has. So, of course, and naturally, its replacement is also going to be a big competitor that can now not be in association definitely with the supporters of Pakistan. Before the revocation, it handles 70% of the ground operations at Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj International Airport. 70% of the ground operations are being handled before the revocation. And now, as the license stands revoked, what is going to be now the future for the ground handling agency, at least at 9 cities in India, which is having much larger of its business there, is going to be seen. 65% of its shares are held by the international investors from Canada, UK, Singapore and other countries. 65% shares are also being held by the investors now based in these countries is also a big, in fact, contribution. Vipul Saxena, the aviation expert, is joining me live on the broadcast. Viewers, sir, appreciate you joining me on the broadcast. And as you can see, in fact, the mass boycott call against Turkey and Azerbaijan, and specifically in terms of trade, in terms of association, in terms of relations, has been at the center stage. When we talk about the Celebi, and right now, which is one of the nodal agencies that has been handling the operation and the work at the 9 big airports in India, has been called out. The license has been revoked. What do you think this is going to be shaping the future ahead for the airport authorities' work also, and pitching in the companies, pitching in the agencies that are as large as this one, which has been based in India since 1958 and are also going to be now competent enough in their work? Mr. Saxena.
Yeah, so let me start with how things started. The Celebi NAS, complete full name of this company is Celebi NAS. So this was originally an Indian company called NAS Aviation, and they were handling this ground handling operations of Mumbai and some smaller airports. And subsequently, as Turkey, this Celebi company saw the way Indian passenger traffic is growing, they looked at it as a big business opportunity, and then they had probably taken over this company or maybe major stake there, they are holder. But now I think this Operation Sindoor has sent us a very strong message that if such situation can emerge any time in the future as well, so I think we must rethink about our FDI policy, whether we should allow more than 49% stake by the foreign companies or not, so that in case of such retrieval is done all of a sudden, because this is a requirement for the national security. So it should not affect our operations and also the financial impetus to the economy. Coming to the operations, Celebi NAS is operating in 9 of the key airports of India, which amounts to the huge, I would say, almost 75% of traffic. So that caters for a huge traffic load, which gives facility till time it is a friendly country. But yes, moment it becomes a enemy or enemy supporting country, it poses a equal amount of threat to our security and also our passengers. So keeping in that view, the decision taken by the government, I really appreciate a very quick decision. But yes, we should also have a backup ready. And I think, to my understanding, there are certain companies who are getting into quick mode of taking over so that our operations don't get affected.
All right, Mr. Saxena, thank you very much for joining us live on the broadcast. And now